Momentum is a privilege, but you've been treating it like a toy. So let me say something that most men do not want to hear. You probably don't want to hear it, but you're watching this video because you want change. Momentum is a privilege, not a personality trait, not luck, not something that you're entitled to because you've had a good week. It's a privilege. And if you have it right now and you're just being casual with it, distracted with it, or assuming that that momentum is still going to be there tomorrow, then trust me, you're playing a very dangerous game, because momentum doesn't leave loudly. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't send a warning email. And it doesn't give you any closure. It just disappears the moment that you start negotiating with yourself. And if you've ever wondered why you keep, quote unquote, starting over, then this is exactly why. Because you don't just lose momentum because life gets hard. You lose it because you get comfortable and you stop protecting that momentum you've worked so hard to get built up. So you let the little things slide. You stay up later than you should. You skip the one thing that was keeping your head straight. You tell yourself that it's fine because nothing bad happened today. And that's the trap. That's the trap that so many men get caught in. I've been caught in it so many times, and I'm sure you have too. Because momentum is never about avoiding disaster. It's about avoiding the drift. Because drifting is quiet and it looks like this. You still go to work. You still train occasionally, half-heartedly. You still reply to your messages. You still look functional from the outside looking in. But the sharpness is gone. You're slower to act, you hesitate more, you overthink small decisions, and you start planning instead of doing. You just tell yourself that you're just tired, that nothing's wrong, but nothing's actually quite right either. That's exactly what losing momentum feels like. Not chaos, not collapse, just flat. And here's the part that's going to sting so much. If you're in momentum right now and you don't actively protect it, you will lose it. Guaranteed. That's a promise. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, not because any other reason, but because momentum requires maintenance. It requires rules, boring consistency, and it requires saying no to those things that feel harmless in the moment but wreck your momentum. Because most men don't lose momentum because they implode or explode. They lose it because they relax and get complacent. They stop doing the unsexy things that were working, that got momentum going in the first place. They start treating momentum like confidence, like something they just have, instead of something that they earn and build daily. So let's now talk about the other side, because the chances are, if you've clicked on this video and the algorithm's blessed you right now, you're not in momentum right now. You're watching this because you feel off. You know that you're falling out of it. You know that you're drifting. You know that your standards have slipped and are still slipping. And the frustrating part is, you know exactly what to do, but you're not doing it. And this is the part where men completely just sabotage themselves and take 100 backward steps. They make restarting momentum way harder than it needs to be. So they just wait for motivation, wait for that feel-good feeling. They tell themselves that they need a fresh start, a perfect plan, a proper reset, start from scratch. They say things like, I'll start properly next week. I just need a clear day. I'm just waiting for the right time and then I'm going to lock in. And to anybody, it sounds sensible, but it's not. And it's a lie that we tell ourselves, and we're amazing at lying to ourselves and believing it. Because in reality, it's avoidance, because momentum doesn't return through planning. It returns through action. Small, boring, unremarkable action. And your brain hates that. Your brain wants drama. Your brain wants intensity. Your brain wants a comeback montage. But momentum doesn't care about your story. Momentum only cares about movement. So here's the truth that most men avoid. You don't get momentum by finishing things. You get momentum by starting things in an unperfect way, but getting the ball rolling. Starting while you feel flat, when you don't feel ready. Starting while you feel unmotivated, like you really can't be arsed. That's it. 5 minutes beats 0 minutes every time. One sales message beats that perfect message that you never send. One walk beats that perfect training plan that you've never even made a start on. And one promise kept beats 10 life-changing goals that you talk about. Because momentum doesn't come from the big wins. It comes from the small evidence. Evidence that you can be trusted again. Because this is the real issue underneath everything. You don't trust yourself anymore because you've proven to yourself over and over again that your word means fuck all. Because you start strong, then you drift. You make promises, then you renegotiate. You tell yourself you'll do tomorrow, then tomorrow becomes next week. And over time, something breaks. And it's not your motivation, it's your self-trust. And once self-trust goes, everything else becomes harder. Decision making gets heavier. Confidence feels fake. Even simple tasks feel mentally expensive, so you start second guessing everything. Not because you're incapable, but because your nervous system has learned one thing, that you don't follow through. So it stops backing you, and that's exactly why restarting and getting the ball rolling again feels so hard. Not because the task is too big or insurmountable, but because your system doesn't believe you anymore. And this is why overcomplicating the restart is so dangerous and will keep you held back. When you tell yourself that you need a perfect plan, what you're really saying is, I just don't trust myself to get started and make any kind of meaningful progress. So you hide behind complexity. You consume more content, watch more podcasts, tweak more routines, watch more videos just like this one, and then do absolutely fuck all. Because momentum dies in that consumption, but momentum lives in execution. And here's the shift that will change everything for you. If you're inside momentum right now, your job is to stay in it, not optimize it, not upgrade it, not get clever with it, but to protect it and to build on it and to keep it growing day after day. That means keeping your daily non-negotiables and making them non-negotiable. The things that keep your head straight and your body moving forward do not get voted on based on mood or how you feel. You don't ask, do I feel like it? You ask, is this part of my daily non-negotiable system that builds momentum? If the answer is yes, you get it done. That's how momentum survives stress. That's how it survives bad days. That's how it survives boredom. And if you're out of momentum, your job is not to rebuild your entire life and make 1,001 goals that you're going to achieve by 2035. Your job is to do something small today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, but today. One thing, not impressive, not Instagram worthy, just honest. 5 minutes of movement, 1 page read in a book, 1 sales message sent, 1 task finished. Because momentum does not respond to intensity. It responds to consistency. And here's the part that most men miss, so I'm going to say it so you can't. The action itself doesn't matter that much. What matters is what that proves to yourself. It proves that you can still move and make progress and move forward. It proves that you're not stuck, you just had life on pause. And once movement starts, momentum follows, always. It's a law of the universe. And this is why I keep repeating the same thing, even when other people on YouTube or the internet say it's something sexier. Systems beat willpower every time, because willpower is emotional, systems are structural. Willpower depends on how you slept, how you feel, what mood you're in. And systems don't care, they don't give a fuck. And when life gets loud, which it will, systems are the only thing that truly holds. This is why men that I work with, men who look successful on paper but feel like they've lost their edge and their momentum's died off and they're just about keeping it going, because they're not lazy, they're not broken, they're not even ungrateful. They've just got used to drifting to wherever life takes them. And with drifting always comes from a lack of structure, because momentum doesn't need hype, it needs containment, it needs holding together through rules that remove choice. Because when choice is removed, self-sabotage has nowhere to hide or creep in. And yes, you will fall out of momentum at some point. That's just how life works. It happens to everybody. But the real difference is, what do you do next? Most men turn one bad day into a bad week, into a bad month, into a bad year. They miss one session, then quit entirely. They break one promise, then abandon their whole identity. But that's ego. Real discipline is much more quiet and subtle. Real discipline says, okay, that slipped. What's the smallest step back in? And then you take it. No drama. Because that's how grown men operate. Because momentum is not about being perfect. It's about recovering quickly. So if you're in momentum, I need you to protect it. And if you're not, stop waiting to feel ready to get it going again. Pick an action that you know is going to move you forward and do it today, no matter how small it is. Not because it's going to change your life overnight, but because it starts rebuilding that trust within yourself. And once that trust comes back, momentum becomes inevitable, because you're going to keep taking action. And this is the difference between men who keep restarting and men who actually keep progressing. Not intelligence, not motivation, but structure. So if this feels uncomfortably accurate, then good. That means you're paying attention. So if you want a system that I use myself and with all the private clients that I work with to rebuild momentum without relying on that bullshit they call motivation, comment the word blueprint or click the link in the description and I'll send it through to you. No inspiration porn, Just a simple, proven framework for sustaining momentum when life does what life always does. And I'll say it one last time. Momentum is a privilege. So if you have it, guard it. And if you've lost it, earn it back the right way by taking one small action and then another, and then another, and then another. And all of a sudden you'll be flowing and feel excited and be on top of the world again. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking onto the next video if you're not going to click the link in the description or comment the word blueprint and get your free copy of the Become Unfuckwithable Blueprint. The proven system that I use with all my private clients. It's changed my own life and so many of my clients' lives. So click that link or comment the word blueprint and I'll send it through. And then I'll see you in the next video.